we are live.
Live from the basement.
Stay tuned. We'll be starting in 4 minutes.
This song is 4 minutes long. Understood this B section, to tell you the truth. Like, why is it like this? Because maybe because I just wanted to play this part. This descending line is cool. Stretch in the middle there, thinking that I think that's fun, which is maybe another reason I wrote it that way. But I'm still not sure it makes any sense. This part makes sense to me, but this part right here, like, what is this?
That's just waiting.
No, this.
That's just vamping, waiting.
Sure, I know a G chord up the neck. Hit this with my finger, the little slide with my pinky finger. Makes me feel smart. The song is supposed to go for 4 minutes exactly. Here's the contemplative version of the song. Lots of rubato. This is like Windham Hill meets New Age Goofy. Soothing you into a...
Are you talking to me?
Yeah, kind of.
I'm working over here, sorry.
Okay, fine.
There was a problem processing my comment.
Did you get rejected by the administrator?
No. I got rejected by the machine. I'm supposed to be the administrator right now.
Then you need this beautiful contemplative. Problems right now because we're live already, right? I got your back though, I'm just, playing.
I'm gonna try changing my identity again. Ohio Library Council is liking us.
Hey!
Hi, OLC. Wow.
Oak! Hooray for the oak! We love you, oak.
Hi, Jeff and Angie and Grace.
Is that the stop?
This is the "Can you let me talk" gesture.
Okay.
Hey, everybody. So it's 2 minutes past 1, and we have been live for a couple of minutes, but for some reason I'm not able to comment on this stream as the Grande Royale Ukulelist of the Black Swamp like I did last week. So I'm commenting as my own personal self, and I hope I hope the comments and whatnot are working for everybody else the way that you are hoping and expecting and wanting them to. Here we are. As you can see, our production budget has increased. We've got a comfy couch this week in our undisclosed location.
Because we budged the couch down the stairs. That's how it increased.
Yeah. And before I forget, I'm wearing my Lord of the Strings t-shirt that I got for Christmas. This is specifically for Michael Penrod. I don't think he's watching the live stream right now, but it will be archived on the library's Facebook page, and it'll also probably be archived at grubsmusic.com, our band's website. So you can point him there so he can see me wearing this shirt in his honor.
Make him feel bad for not watching the live stream.
He does all kinds of things that I don't, that I'm not present for, so it's fine. Hey, let's play our new theme song.
Cool. Okay.
We'll teach you. I feel free to play along if you are inclined and so able. And if not, we're going to be teaching you our new theme song a little bit later. So stay tuned. 2, 3, 4. Wood County District Public Library Ukulele Club. This is the Wood County District Public Library Ukulele Club. Come on along and play your uke with me. It's Ukulele Club. One more time. Wood County District Public Library Ukulele Club. This is the Wood County District Public Library Ukulele Club. So come along and play your ukes with me. It's the Ukulele Club. Keep vamping, Sherry.
I love those lyrics, man. They're clever.
Welcome to the Wood County District Public Library Ukulele Club. You can look in the comments. This is what I was just struggling with a little while ago. You can look in the comments on this video for links to our band website, grubsmusic.com, where you'll find more information about ukulele playing. You'll find some chord charts, some follow-up to things that we've been talking about during these sessions, and links to other videos and other fun stuff. There's also a link in the comments on this video right now to the library website, wcdpl.org. One of the purposes of this theme song is to help people learn the name of the library, because it's sort of hard to remember all those words and all those letters in order. WCDPL.
It's the library without a cool acronym.
And at the library website, you can find ebooks and audiobooks and recorded music and all kinds of resources to download with your library card. And if you don't have a library card, you can get one. You can get a temporary library card number to use online to access all the things that the library has to offer. And if you are watching this live right now, you're already on the library's Facebook page, and you can find all kinds of cool things there, including archives of the Ukulele Club streams and also other stuff, book recommendations, video story times, all kinds of news and info and cool stuff, book bingo and all sorts of things. In these sessions here, we have two basic goals. One is to share some ukulele playing ideas and information that we hope will be useful and fun, whether you're a beginner or a non-beginner. And we want to just spend half an hour making music together, regardless of our individual different skill levels or knowledge. So we'll do some things that we can all do together, resulting in music.
Nice.
Theme song. Wood County District Public Library Ukulele Club. It's a major third the first time, minor third the second time. Wood County District Public Library Ukulele Club. So come along and play your ukes with me and her. Ukulele Club, big finish.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah.
Those lyrics, though, man, they're killer.
Wow.
They're so good.
All right, so my secondary device has just crashed over here, so carry on, please, with the next item, which is the tuning up session.
Okay, so the tuning up session. So I have a couple things to say about tuning up. First off, please do. And if you're playing by yourself, it doesn't really matter. You could just go, oh, let's see, this string. This string should sound like this string. They're the same, okay. And this string should sound like this string. They're the same, okay. That's fine. And I like the way that's not. These two middle strings are the same-ish. But if you're going to play with other people, then it's good to get a reference pitch from somewhere else so you know what an E really is. But one of the things that people say all the time when they're tuning is, oh, that note's flat, or oh, that note is sharp. And when two notes are just a little bit different, I'm going to take this A string and mess it up a little bit. When two notes are a little bit different, it's hard to know higher or lower, really, but you can tell they're different. And so you don't have to think, you don't have to torture yourself by thinking, well, is that sharp, is that flat? I don't know, which way do I turn it? Just hit them and notice that they're different, and notice that you hear kind of a sound, and then give the tuning peg a twist. They're still not quite the same, so I'm going to give it another little twist. And not quite. I still don't quite like it. They should sound like one string. Kind of like that. And these are not exactly. So I'm going to give it a tiny little bit more. That's pretty good. So the thing about tuning is to make your strings when, and we can talk about what fret to do that at, but just make your strings sound nice together. So, there we go. I think I'm tuned up all. And you should trust yourself about when your uke is in tune, especially if you're just playing with yourself. If it sounds nice to you, what we often say, I think Jason just said this before the camera went on, if you're tuned up, pretty much everything sounds nice on a ukulele. Just put my finger down somewhere. That sounds pretty. There's nothing special about what I'm doing, I'm just picking a fret and strumming the strings. And if you're not in tune, then everything will sound kind of luchy. It'll sound kind of jangly and luchy. Luchy would be the technical term for how it sounds. But if you're in tune, everything is beautiful. How you doing over there, Jace?
Well, I am now able to monitor the live stream, but since my computer crashed, I'm not logged into Facebook anymore, so I can't post any comments. I think I can read your comments if you make comments, and we can respond to them in real time, but we won't be able to respond to them online until after the stream session is over. So that's sort of an unusual situation just for today, having had a computer crash after the stream started.
Okay.
But basically,
could be worse.
Everything is fine. Could be worse, yeah. So, Are you all tuned up?
I think so.
Let's see if I'm all tuned up.
Yeah, how you doing over there?
Let's start with string 1 closest to the floor. Should be A.
That's beautiful, man.
String 2 should be E. That's awfully close. String 3 is a C, and string 4 is a G.
You'll probably find that on your particular ukulele there'll be one string that goes out more often than the others. So when something sounds wrong on my ukulele, on my second best ukulele here, Cordova, I know it's probably the C string that's giving me the trouble. If I play a chord and think, it's probably the C string.
So the C is the lucky string.
It's the lucky. Yeah, that's the technical term.
I would like to.
I don't need to throw around the high tech.
Well, yeah. I mean, we don't want to intimidate people. I would like to thank Heather actually for returning my ukulele that she borrowed almost perfectly in tune. Thank you. Wow, I didn't really have to do anything to tune it up today, and that's kind of cool. Are we ready for Electric Avenue?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so if you've been with us the previous 3 weeks, you will know we have played Electric Avenue in the key of C with a C7 chord. That's just a 1-finger chord, first fret on the first string. And when I say first string, these are technical terms, again, that I wouldn't have numbered them this way, but this is just how it is. This is how the pros do it. The first string is the closest to the floor. So if you put your finger on the first fret of the first string, then you get a C7 chord. And you can play all kinds of bluesy and rock things with that. And there's a number of songs that have only one chord that you can play. As soon as you know this, you can play them. And one of them is Electric Avenue. You can do it in the key of C. Now in the street there was violence. But you can also do it with a D. Sorry, kitty. Fluffy's here.
She doesn't want there to be violence.
If you've been on the library Facebook page before, you might have met Fluffy. She's done some book recommendations. Come on.
She's like,
here, look at the camera. Look, isn't she beautiful?
Yes.
Look up there. You see the people out there? Look, there's all the people with all their ukuleles. Okay, Never mind. Okay, so key of C, we've got the C7 chord, as I just said. Well, hi there. Hi. We've also got the key of D. I was just getting to that. We've got a D7 chord where you just use the second fret on the second string and the fourth string. We'll need this chord again later for the theme song. But also, if you've got this. Now in the street there was violence, and lots of work to be done. Okay, so you can play Electric Avenue in the key of D with that chord. However, what I just recently discovered after some in-depth research is that the original key of that song, as recorded by Eddie Grant, was in A, the key of A. And so with an A7 chord, which is also one of the easiest ukulele chords to play because it only takes 1 finger on 1 fret.
Oh, sorry.
So this is the first fret of the third string, 1, 2, 3 up from the floor. First fret of the third string gives you an A7 chord. So let's do a little bit of Electric Avenue in the original recorded Eddie Grant key of A. Working so hard. Oops. Working so hard like a soldier. Can't afford a thing on TV. Deep in my heart I elbow ya. Can't get food for the kids. Good God, we're gonna run down to Electric Avenue. And then we take it higher. We're gonna run down to Electric Avenue, and then we'll take it higher. Who is to blame in one country? Never can get to the one. feed everyone. No, no, we're gonna rock down to Electric Avenue, and then we'll take it higher. We're gonna rock down to Electric Avenue, and then we take it higher. So see, if you pick the right key, it'll fit your voice really well, and that's why you have options of different keys to do the song in. So maybe D is good for you, maybe C is good for you, maybe A, maybe F or G, who knows, maybe B flat. The thing about the key of A for me is I can sing it high or low. Who is to blame in one country? Never can you get to the one. Dealing in multiplication, and then they still can't feed everyone. Oh no, we're gonna rock down to Electric Avenue, and then we take it higher. We're gonna rock down to Electric Avenue, and then we take it higher. Out, out, out in the street. Out in the street. Out in the daytime. Out in the night. Oh, we're gonna rock down to Electric Avenue, and then we'll take it higher. Oh, we're gonna rock down to Electric Avenue, and then we take it higher. Bring it home, big finish. One of the best things about, so it's a little bit tricky going from the low octave to the high octave, I guess, when you're also trying to play syncopated chords at the same time, if you're me. One of the things that's really great about the A7 chord on the ukulele, and we haven't talked much yet about the A7 chord because there's not that many keys that you can play the A7 chord in where the other keys are, where the other chords are also easy to play. But if you got a one chord song with A7, it's great. But one of the best things about this chord on the ukulele, because of the way it's tuned, is that the top note is A. The name of the chord is A, the top note is A, the most important note in the chord is A. And generally, a general fact about music is the highest note is the easiest one to hear. And so this really sounds really at home and like it belongs because the home note is on the top of the chord. And when I say the top of the chord, I mean the string closest to the floor, but the highest pitch in your ear. All right, I've said enough.
Okay.
Your turn.
Very shortly, very quickly. It's time, which is ukulele maintenance time. We're just full of the technical vocab today, so please don't be intimidated. So I thought I would point out the couple things that might be happening for you again as a reminder. The things that might be making your ukulele playing uncomfortable is that everybody check, make sure your ukuleles are nice and upright, and that you're not doing this, tipping the bottom of your ukulele up, and trying to look at your fingers. Don't look at your fingers. Your fingers don't need you. They're fine. And the other thing you might be doing is having a lot of tension in your hand, squeezing it really hard. You don't have to squeeze it very hard at all. You do have to squeeze these the first fret strings do need to be squeezed a little harder than the rest of them, but all in all, not really very hard. Let's see, and also in your right hand there might be tension, so shake it out, drop your hand, shake it out. And if you are wearing long sleeves, you notice that I rolled up my sleeve at some point because when I was playing, I was getting this, because my sleeve was in the way. So those are the only things you're doing wrong, and everything else you're doing is great. Okay.
Okay. Now we're going to learn the Ukulele Club theme song. And having learned the Ukulele Club theme song, you will also have learned sort of Hawaiian style 12-bar blues. As I think I mentioned earlier on, typically a 12-bar blues has 3 seventh chords in it. The Hawaiian style blues, which we sort of invented, I think.
Please, if you're listening from Hawaii, we're sorry, we take it back.
it starts with a nice, easy G6 chord. The great thing about the G6 chord, and if you go to our website, there will be a link to James Hill's YouTube video where he talks about how G6 is the best chord on the ukulele. One of the things that's great about it is it only takes 2 fingers, 2nd fret on the 1st string, 2nd fret on the 3rd string, and then you get this nice, that kind of lush, traditional Hawaiian ukulele sound, especially if you strum with the pad of your thumb high up on the neck. You get this nice soft sound. And you can strum with your fingernail, you can strum closer to the bridge. You can get all kinds of different sounds out of a ukulele if you want, but one of the really nice relaxing sounds is with the pad of your thumb. So this makes it sound a little less New Orleans, a little less Detroit, a little more Oahu. Then the second chord is a C7, which we just talked about a little while ago. 1 finger, 1st fret on the 1st string. And that's a very bluesy kind of 7th chord. Then we go right back to the G6 that we started on. And then if you played the blues before, you're way ahead of me. The next chord is going to be D7, which we do the Hawaiian way with the 2nd fret on the 2nd string and the 4th string, and you get this. And then you go back through the C7 on your way back to G6, and then you're home. So let's just play through this once. It's a whole bunch of repetitions on your G6. You just stay there for 8 counts or whatever. Now you go to C7. Da-da-dum, da-da-dum. And then back to G6. Da-da-dum, da-dum. Now D7. Da-da-dum. And then C7. Da-da-dum, and then back home to G6. Da-da-dum, da-dum. Let's go through that one time together. G6. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Go to C7. 2, 3, 4. Back home. Now D7. 2 counts there, 2 counts on C7, and then back to G. Now, Sheri, do you want to say something about moving in between those chords?
Maybe briefly, because we're burning our time here. You might notice that there's the same string on the G and on the C. And one of the ways of changing chords quickly is to do what the magicians do, and move. Don't do the whole big move and a big jump right at the critical moment, but sort of like slide into it and be ready before you get there. So I've got my G chord here, and I'm using my ring finger on this 1st string here. So I've got my chord here, and then I'm just gonna take that same ring finger and I'm gonna leave that on the string and just slide it back a fret. So I hardly had to do anything. I just picked up my 1 finger and slid the other one back. One of the most interesting things about playing a fretboard instrument is figuring out where your fingers want to be in a particular chord. You don't have to do it the way they say do it. Do it how it's comfortable. And depending on where I'm coming from and where I'm going to, the chords are often different for me. I don't play the same chords with the same fingers all the time.
And for me, on the other hand, the way that I make this easy for myself is a slightly different approach. I keep my 1st finger on the 1st fret almost all the time, and my 2nd finger on the 2nd fret, 3rd finger on the 3rd fret. That's the default position that I start from with anything. So in this case, if I need to play a chord on the 2nd fret, like G6, I'm doing that with my 2nd and 3rd fingers. And then if I have to move to a chord on the 1st fret, like C7, I'm doing that with my first finger. So instead of Sheri's approach where you keep the same finger and slide between frets, I'm keeping the finger on the same fret all the time, whether I'm using it or not. And then jumping to the D7 is that's a jump no matter how you do it. You have to move some fingers, but you just have to move them from these two strings to these two strings. All right.
Like a set of pliers.
One more time through.
Okay.
2, 3, 4. The Wood County District Public Library Ukulele Club. C7. Wood County District Public Library Ukulele Club. D7. Come on along and play your C7 ukes with me. G6. Ukulele Club. Now you want to show them the chord changes while we do this next time?
Sure.
G6.
And here we go. I'm sliding my finger back.
Stay.
Stay until... I'm thinking about it though, so I'm ready. And my finger just pulls back. I'm so relaxed. I'm so relaxed. I'm going to slide my finger forward again and put my finger on that third string. Got my two fingers held. I'll pick them up, put them down somewhere else. Go back with my one finger on that and slide it up. That was terribly not descriptive, but play with it.
If you choose to go back and re-watch this stream, which you can do, the archived video will be on Facebook here on the library's Facebook page, and then later on in the day, or in the week at least, it'll probably be on our band website too, backed up. You can watch Sheri and me that last time through doing our chord changes in our own specific way, so you can watch that fingerboard and see the two different ways of transitioning smoothly between those chords. All right.
Okay, we have time for this still?
Oh, sure,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, cool. Okay, so speaking, playing, and singing together, one of the things that we thought we might do is make a mass ukulele recording. So first we're going to teach you the song, we'll teach you your part, and then next week we'll set it up for you so that you can make a recording and send it to us, and we'll put it all together, and the GRUBS will get all together somehow electronically and play this song for you. So this is our It's Gonna Be Okay pandemic song. We're gonna come out of here strong is what it's gonna be. And so here is one of the lines of the song that you can play. I want you to start with probably your ring finger on the third fret of the first string here, and then that's the first note. And then I want you to put your index finger on the first fret of that same string. So let's do that a couple times. Bum, 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 bum. The third note is easy. Just take all your fingers off. So we just go Ba, C, B flat, A. And you know that finger that you just used on the C on the third fret of the string? I want you to move that over and put it on the third fret of the second string. So we're going to have four notes. We're going to go. So it's ring finger, index finger, open, ring finger. It sounds like a bass line, man. Isn't that pretty? Okay. Should we just do it? And then having done that, we're ready for the one finger F chord. So let's go bum 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 bum. Okay, 1, 2, ready, go. C, B flat, open, third finger, F.
And if you just play that one note that you land on with your index finger, it's a scale 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 in the key of F. Handy dandy. But when you land on that note, if you strum all the strings, you get that nice one finger F chord, F add 9 chord that we love so much.
Yes, and so we will send you a way to sample to play with and a tempo to play it on, and you'll be going do 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 do, and then you can play these chords for the chorus. And of course, you'll sing too, and there'll be different parts for you to sing. So that's a heads up for next week. This week, we just want you to get used to going nice and slow. And we'll talk about the ascending line next week, I think, because we're running out of time.
Sounds
running
good.
out of time.
I see now. I get a couple of notifications here on my phone, which is shooting the live stream, which is a little bit awkward because I'm not getting the notifications over here. So I don't think there have been any more comments or questions. If you do have a question, feel free to comment now, and we'll get back to you probably on next week's live stream.
Yeah.
Thanks for being here on the Wood County District Public Library Facebook page.
District Public Library page.
And we'll play you off with our theme song. 1, 2, 3, 4. Wood County District Public Library Ukulele Club. This is the Wood County District Public Library Ukulele Club.
Get ready for the D.
So come along and play your uke with
Back
me.
to G.
It's the Ukulele Club. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, everybody.
Bye.